everyone, welcome back to another video. So this video is part 2, my continuation on a video that I did a couple weeks ago where it was kind of under the premise if I lost all my makeup or if something happened to all my makeup, what would be the products that I would quickly run out and repurchase? What are my go-tos, my holy grails? And I had to make a second video about it because there's so many categories and I have so many products that I want to show you guys. So that's why I decided to break it up into 2 parts, because otherwise the first video would have probably been like an hour long, and I know nobody would have sat through an hour-long video. So we're just going to jump in and get started. So one of the first things that I would run out and get is a few primers. Now, I think primers are really important for mature skin. I know there's a little bit of debate on that. Some people say don't bother using primer. I'm just a firm believer that it helps your makeup last longer throughout the day. It kind of fills in your fine lines, depending on which one that you use. So the one that I applied today before my foundation is the Milani Bright Side Illuminating Primer. It really does give me some beautiful luminosity to my skin. I do let it sit for a good minute or 2 before I go in with my foundation. I either apply my eyeshadow or I do my brows, that sort of thing, before I go in with my foundation. It just kind of gives the product time to sit and do its job. What helps give it that kind of illuminating look to it is it does have vitamin C. It's a really creamy formula. It does have a little bit of like a tint to it, but once you rub it in, like, look at how fast that's absorbing into my skin. And maybe you can see just a really beautiful luminous shine. And I like how it leaves me looking feel like my skin feels really hydrated and radiant looking. Now, another primer that is one of my holy grails is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now, this one was my go-to for years. Like, I used this one so much. But what this one does is it's very strategic of how I apply it, because it is like that really putty type of formula. Like, this is really dense as I'm doing that. You can see that it's well used. But what I would do is just apply it right where I have my biggest pores, which is just in this area right here. I would apply it to my forehead where I have my forehead wrinkles, and then down in this area here where I have a lot of wrinkling and fine lines just around my mouth area. So this was, like I said, my go-to for forever. But what I really liked was they came out with a putty primer, but a liquid formula. So this one is great because it's more of a lotion and you can use it all over your face. I'm not saying that you can't use this one all over your face, but it's more of like a thicker formula. Whereas this one is just like so rich and creamy. And watch when you rub it in. Again, it gives a nice radiance to the skin, fills in the fine lines, the pores, and it just feels really silky on your face. Like right now, my back of my hand feels so smooth. I was really happy when they came out with a liquid version. And again, e.l.f. is just so affordable. So next we'll move into eyeshadows. In the last video, I used actual eyeshadow palettes. This time I wanted to kind of steer away from that a little bit because there is so many different formulas now you can get for eyeshadows. Well, I have some really great liquid ones that you may enjoy. So one of my go-tos is the Ilia brand. So this one is sold at Sephora, and it's actually called the Liquid Powder Chromatic Eye Tint. So I have this one in the shade Fresco. So I just I just take the actual stick and put it right onto my eye. It is the eyeshadow that I'm wearing today, and that's all I'm wearing on my eye. So the shade that they describe this as, it's a taupe brown with a little bit of a shimmer finish to it, which you can see. Look at how beautiful that looks. Now, the only warning I will say about this one is it does dry quickly. So my suggestion, if you do purchase it and use it, only do one eye at a time. Quickly blend it in. So I just put one little swipe usually, and then I blend it in with my finger, and it's amazing how quickly it feels like a powder. It's just a gorgeous shade. And it's one of those products that's an absolute one and done. Don't need anything else with it. It doesn't crease, it doesn't fade. Like, this stuff doesn't budge the rest of the day. And you can also build it up. So all I usually do is like I said, I apply one little swipe and blend it in that way. But if you want more of like a bold color, then put a little bit more and blend it in. So I like it how it's a buildable formula. And then another liquid eyeshadow that is more of a recent discovery for me, but man, oh man, are they beautiful. I love the formulation. It's just incredible. So it's by Lise Watier. So this is their liquid matte eyeshadows. This one I have in the shade Horizon. So similar, it has a stick applicator. It's that one right there. This one I find doesn't dry down as fast as the Ilia one does. So I have a little bit more time to work with this one. It's a little bit more of a creamier texture. And this one I find I have used even an eyeshadow brush and blended it in, but absolutely beautiful, beautiful formula. I love this one. And then if you're looking for more of a stick, this is definitely like a one and done. And I've been using this one all week because I just really wanted to see how well it was going to perform. I just had it in my last video. It was one of the new products that I just purchased. So it's the Covergirl, the Clean Eye Color. This one I have in the shade Bronze Glow. But stick eyeshadows are definitely such a quick and easy formula. I think I have a little bit of a pattern here. This is the one, you can kind of see it right on the end here. This is the one, there you go. This is the one that it has a shift to it. So if you can see when I go like that, it almost disappears. And then when I go like that, look at that shift. So it's beautiful on the eye. It doesn't look like too much, but like I said, I've been using this all week. It's been really fun to play with, and I'm gonna run out and grab some more shades. They had a whole shade range, and some of the shades, they look very complementary with each other, so you can mix and match. You don't necessarily, like, you could just use this one as like your transition shade and then put a different shade on, but I am just loving this stick formula. Next, we're gonna move into eyeliners. Now I'm going to show you a couple of different types. So I have an eyeliner that I actually use to line my eye. And then I also have eyeliners that I use for tight lining. And they're usually two different types. The one that I use for my tight lining is usually like a waterproof formula because I don't want it transferring. And then the eyeliners that I use on my top of my eyes, I like using more of a creamier formula, and that way I can manipulate the color a little bit so it doesn't look so bold. I can usually smudge it out. So the one that is my like absolute favorite, ride or die, I have used this one for years. This is probably one of my most repurchased eyeliners that I have ever used. And I came across it one day. I was reading an article from a makeup artist. She was a well-known makeup artist in New York. And they kind of were asking her what's in her makeup kit. She had done makeup on like some really huge names in the modeling world for big shows and that sort of thing. And the one product that intrigued me about it and how she described it is it's an eyeliner that everybody can use, and but it was the particular shade she was talking about. So the one that she recommended is by Lancome, but it's the shade Black Coffee. And what she described it as is it just complements everybody's skin tone. It looks incredible on mature eyes. It's not a really intense black. It's a very soft brown. I was a little bit hesitant about buying it because I'm not the biggest fan of kohl pencils. If you've ever used a kohl pencil, some of them can be really hard. They're not very soft, and they're not like a creamy kind of texture. They can almost like drag the eye as you're applying them. But this one, so there's a shade. Look at how beautiful, and it really does look like black coffee, but it just softens the eye. And I can't believe how creamy this is for a kohl pencil. So this is I literally use this when I'm doing my makeup every day. And what the other thing I like about it is if I can get it, so it's just like a regular pencil that you have to sharpen. But if I can get the point like really sharp, I can just create a wing on its own because the pencil is so sharpened. And I just quickly do a little bit of a flick, and then I grab some kind of like a flat brush, and just kind of wing it out. The nice thing about this formula too is it gives you lots of time to work with it. Like, it doesn't dry down, and you can just kind of smudge it along, so it just gives a real nice softness to mature eyes. So this is my favorite eyeliner ever, like the best one. And then the specific eyeliner I use under my eyes all the time, again, a ride and die product, is the Sephora. Now I don't even know if I can read what it says. It is, unfortunately, it is so smudged. I can't even read what some of the words are. But the shade is Shimmer Taupe. I do know that for sure because it is like my favorite shade. And it's, again, one of those products that I repurchase all the time. Whenever the Sephora sale comes up, I usually buy about 2 or 3 of them, and then that lasts me until the next Sephora sale. But it is the nice thing about this is it's a retractable product. Really, really creamy formula. Look at how pretty that is. I'm just one of those people that I like putting something under my eyes. Again, it's a personal preference. I know not everybody likes like a product under their eye, but I just think it enhances my eyes. And then it's so soft looking. Like, look at how soft it looks under my eye. So just a beautiful, beautiful product. And the Sephora collection is nice because it's pretty affordable. And when the Sephora sale is on, their Sephora collection items are usually about 30% off. So that's why I buy a few of them at a time. I go through these ones so much. And it also has on the end, if you wanted to smudge it out, it does have a little smudger on the end, and it's waterproof. This one is one of those products that at the end of the night, I do have to use a little bit of extra like eye remover on it because it is really waterproof. And then the 2 products that I use for tight lining, one is a holy grail of mine, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour gel eyeliner. So I was a huge fan of the L'Oreal, it was called Eyeliner, and they discontinued that. So I'm going to say this is pretty comparable to the Eyeliner. This one I have in the shade, I believe it's just brown denim. You see my pattern that I like? I like using browns. So this one is a retractable. It's waterproof. I don't get a lot of transferring to my bottom waterline. So it's that one right there. A really nice soft chocolate brown. And I find it just enhances the upper waterline. So even though it is a retractable, so you can turn it up and down, it does have on the end a little sharpener. And it has also a little smudger on the end. So that's for tight lining. And then the other one that I also enjoy for tight lining is by Sephora. This is the contour eye pencil. But what I love about it is the shade. This is the shade Tiramisu. This is a pencil that you do have to sharpen. And I'm just like, they look the same, but the formulas really are truly different. So Tiramisu is this end one right here. It does look very, very similar to the L'Oreal. You could say it's almost like a dupe, but what I do find about the Sephora one is it has a little less transfer to my bottom waterline compared to the L'Oreal. The L'Oreal does once in a while have just a little bit that goes down to my bottom, whereas the Tiramisu hardly has any transfers. I use this one on days where I'm going to be wearing my makeup for longer through the day. Now, in my last video, I went through all of my, like, the bronzers that I would repurchase, but this is a liquid bronzer, and I only have one that I would run out and repurchase, and it's actually the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. This is just such an incredible product. So it's very versatile. You can use it alone. You can use it under your foundation. What I did today is I actually used it as my bronzer. And what I do is apply it to the back of my hand. And with this stuff, you seriously just need like a little bit. So this tube will last you a really, really, really long time. So it does only come in the one shade. But my goodness, you guys, look at this glow. Holy smokes. So what I usually do is put it onto the back of my hand, and then I take my sponge and just dab it on, and then I do my usual bronze, like on my cheeks, the high points of my forehead here. I do a little bit like on my nose, and I do it like on my chin, under my chin and down my neck, but it blends in beautifully. It gives just a really healthy glow to the skin. It's never like an orange, like that's the shade. It's not like an orange. It just looks really natural looking once you get it all blended in. So in this video, we're going to transition from blushes that are in the powder formula. And because there is so many brands out there right now that have cream blushes, have stick blushes, liquid blushes. So I wanted to, and this was like a really hard category for me to nail down for you guys, because these ones are really having like a moment. So I'll go through the ones that I would absolutely 100% recommend to you. If you're looking for a cream blush, I would suggest the Milani. So this is the Milani. This is called the Cheek Kiss. I have this one in the shade Coral Crush. This is an incredibly creamy formula. Like, look at how gorgeous that is. So luminous, so radiant on the skin. I love this shade. Like, this shade is just like my favorite. It's so pretty for like really any time of year. This is such a great formula. Super affordable because it's Milani. These were like a viral one a couple of years ago. I think these went viral. So that's cream blushes. Then another one that I have is a drugstore one as well. And this is the NYX Sweet Cheeks. Now I have a few different shades. I couldn't find them all right now. So I just grabbed the one that I have that I keep kind of in my stash so I can use it. This one is the shade Nude Tude. Now what's unique about these ones is they are a stick blush, but highly pigmented. So this is the one that I use today. So all I do is I put 2 little dots on my cheek, and then I usually take a brush. I think in the B-roll I'm using the Rephr 37 brush, and I blend it in. It's nice because you can build it up. So if you want a little bit more of an intense, bold shade on your cheek, you can definitely do that. That's it there. So I think this is such a gorgeous shade for the fall season coming up. And I want to do some fall looks for you guys. I mean, I know we're just in August, but fall comes really, really quickly. So I'm trying to get some ideas for some fall looks that those usually do really well on my channel. And fall, if you've ever watched any of my fall videos, it is my favorite season. I love fall. And there is so many looks that you can do. I love the shades, and it's, yeah. So I can't wait. I'm going to have some fun in the fall here. So moving on then to, so this is another liquid blush, but it's a new one to my collection. And why I would run out and repurchase this is because of the shade. I love the shade. So it's the Physicians Formula Diamond Filler. The packaging is just superb. Like, it is so pretty, such a pretty packaging, but the shade is Brilliant Peach. And although it doesn't look at like in the packaging, it looks more of a pinky kind of shade. Wait till you see what it looks like. So it is another stick situation there. So it's this one up here. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, it's just such a gorgeous formula. Blends in like a dream. Again, I've been using this one nonstop. I love how versatile it is. Again, I just put a couple of little dots on there and then blend it in. You don't need a lot. So this is going to last me like quite a while. And I also forgot to mention with the Physicians Formula that you can also use it as a lip color. A higher end blush that I've been using as well. This is that new Haus Labs one. I did have it recently in a video. This one applies just like it's incredible how the staying power of it. It's that one. Look at how glassy, like it really does look glassy. So I'll just quickly, I'll put, like I had it in this last video where I was using it in my viral video. I'll include that down below if you wanted to go check it out and actually see it in action. And I just have a wipe. I'm trying to get all of these off as I'm using it, as this is my swatching hand. So now we're going to get into highlighters. Now I did not have highlighters on my last video. So the first drugstore one, and you'll have to excuse how messy this one is because it's been in the trenches with me. It's had a workout. First of all, So it's so well used that the lid is no longer on there. It's the Maybelline Master Chrome, but what it is the shade for me. So this is the Molten Rose Gold shade. This is an incredibly creamy texture, but this product, I mean, this is what I'm using today, and look at the glow it gives me. And I barely touch my brush to that. Like, you just need like to just put your brush, you can even probably wave your brush over it and it would pick it up. But just lightly tap your brush in there and oh, look at how beautiful that is. Maybelline knocked it out of the park when they created this one. I haven't used any of the other shades. This is the one that I've used forever. It's just, it's gorgeous. I love the shade. But look at how pretty that is. My higher end version that I like is the Rare Beauty. So this is called, the actual name is the Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. I have this in the shade Mesmerize. And this is, again, one of those beautiful, beautiful products. You don't need a lot of this. The formula, like as I am doing this right now, honestly feels just silky. Just silky. It's incredible. So that's the shade right there. Look at how luminous. Oh my goodness. The whole Rare Beauty line, like she's done like an incredible job of her products. They are really something else. And then I wanted to show you, so a liquid highlighter. One of my favorites is the Physicians Formula, the Butter Glow, just liquid highlighter. And I think it does only come in the one shade. Now, similar to the bronzer of this, you only need like a tiny little dot. Apply it like that onto the back of my hand. And then I will take my brush, like really lightly, and apply it that way. The nice thing about a liquid highlighter is it doesn't like settle into your fine lines. Here, I'll just rub it in so you guys can see it. But it's a really creamy texture. So in the previous video, I did lipsticks. I just didn't have time to do lip liners, so we're going to do lip liners in this one. So one of my go-to lip liner brands is the BK Beauty brand. I have several of the lip liners, but my favorite shade, and that's what the one I'm using today, is called Warm Spice. And even though it sounds like it's going to be like a really, maybe like a darker shade, it really isn't. It's quite a beautiful neutral shade. And I find it very universal with any type of lipstick that you may put on. You guys know I usually just take my lip liner, I apply it all over the lip, I fill in my whole lip. I find that that really just helps my lipstick stay on, and as the lipstick wears off throughout the day, there's no like harsh transition where you can see the lip liner and the lipstick. That's why I usually do that. So really creamy formula. It's retractable, which is nice. And then this is my Ride or Die lip liner. I have used it for years and years and years. Probably, I think since, like not this particular one, I've repurchased it many times. I will say this is probably one of the first lip liners that I purchased when I started my channel back in 2019. This was my shade that I picked up and I never deviated from it. Like it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. So it's the, let me tell you what it is. It's the NYX retractable lip liner, but it's just in the shade Nude. So like I said, it's retractable, but what I love about this shade is look at how soft it is. It's very neutral, goes with so many different lipsticks. The formula is super creamy. I like lip liners that don't like tug on my lip, that just kind of glide on. They don't, like there's no bleeding, like the lipstick stays where it's supposed to go. There's no bleeding into my fine lines around my lips. And NYX is super affordable. I think I can get this for like $7 Canadian. So this is probably one of my most repurchased lip liners that I have in my collection. And wait, don't go anywhere yet. We still have to do lip oils. So I really had to go through my collection because I've got a little bit of an obsession with lip oils right now. They're having quite a moment in the whole makeup realm. The ones that I really stand out for me, one is a super affordable drugstore brand, and then I have a couple of other ones that I'll show you as well. So the super affordable drugstore version is by e.l.f. This is called the Glow Reviver Lip Oil. And this one is infused with apricot oil. And this comes in several different shades. I do have a few other shades, but I like this one right now. And it's called Coral Fixation. So they have quite a huge doe foot applicator. And the formula is not, it's not like overly sticky at all. It just fits really nice on the lip. It's a lip oil, so it's not going to last, you know, an incredible amount of time. But I like that I can just throw this in my purse if I want to just like hydrate it throughout the day. But look at how shiny it gives my lips. I've talked about this a lot, so I'm just going to kind of put it up here. I'm not going to say a lot. It's the Lise Watier lip oils. They're called Caring lip oils. This is my favorite of all the shades. This is my favorite. It's like a strawberry, but the applicator fits so nicely on the lip. And there's just really, when I say there's something about this formula, there is just something about this formula. Like my lips, I put this on before I do my makeup. I put it on after I do my makeup. I put it on before I go to bed. This is such, I'm just obsessed with this one brand. I mean, it's just, I'm loving it. So I'm not going to say anymore. And then I wanted to show this one because I do really enjoy these lip oils. And they're the ones by Sigma. This is called the Renew Lip Oil. But why I like these ones is it has a little bit of a tint to it. So it's just not like a clear formula. It has like a similar doe foot applicator to the e.l.f. one. But this one definitely has, it's just on the end here, it has just like a little bit of color to it. So if I even just throw on my lip liner and then throw like this one on, it looks beautiful. It looks like I'm wearing, like I don't even wear lipstick sometimes with this one. So yes, I would definitely run out and repurchase a bunch of these ones by Sigma. I just want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing. We are getting so close, you guys. I'm getting excited. We're getting so close to 20,000 subscribers. I mentioned that in I'm going to say about a month ago in one of my videos. I was just asking if you watch my videos and perhaps you haven't subscribed to me yet, if you could just click that little subscribe button. That'll help me out so much. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting so close. So I'm fingers crossed. I'm trying to do it before the end of December. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. All of the products that I talked about today will be linked and listed down below in my description box. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!